Sydney Radka, and welcome to another edition of FLX Weekly here at FingerLakes1.com. It is February 9th, 2022, and we are live inside the FingerLakes1.com studio, where I'm joined by Jim Sinicropi and Teresa Cerino. Here I go. I haven't done that in a while. Teresa Cerino. She is from the Water Street Cafe in Geneva, New York, and we have a lot of things to talk about with you guys. Today's show is brought to you by Woody's Bar and Grill. Whether you're rooting for the Rams or the Bengals, you won't want to be without your pizza and wings, especially Marshall's famous Blue Bayou wings. You have combo specials available for pickup this Sunday from 3 to 6 p.m., and they would request if you can do some pre-orders, you can call 315-220-8250 to place your order, or you can go to woodysbarandgrill.com for their full list of combos and special packages, because it is Super Bowl Sunday already.
Marshall's Blue Bayou wings voted best in New York State.
Amazing.
Back when he made them at Abigail's.
Yeah.
And so you can still get them at Woody's.
Absolutely.
And now you can pre-order them.
Pre-order combos and specials going on for the Super Bowl, because why do you not want pizza and wings for watching your game? But in other news, we're going to talk about other places that has really amazing food. So welcome officially, your first time in the studio, correct?
Yes, thank you so much for having me. I'm excited.
We're glad to have you. You have a lot of things going on at Water Street Cafe recently, correct?
Yeah, a lot. Like most people right now, we've got a lot that's been going on, especially the last couple of years.
Oh, yeah, and I want to start there. There's so many things that I have written down that we're going to talk about, but I want to start with, it's actually under new ownership, correct?
Yes. So James Brown, he's been cooking and managing at Water Street Cafe since about 2010. And January 2nd of 2020, he took over ownership of the cafe.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, so we had about 2.5 months of normalcy, and we're rocking and rolling, and a great busy January, February. We had a great ribbon cutting, and everything was awesome. And then COVID hit.
Of course.
And New York State was shut down to 50% for a weekend. Mm-hmm. It was 50% occupancy.
I remember that.
And then we all woke up Monday morning, and everything was to-goes and deliveries only, and nobody could eat inside restaurants.
And so I'm sure for him, taking over, it's not like it was a brand new business. He's been in the business. He understands. But taking that over, and then that gets right on his plate to start.
Right. Purchasing the business and then everything that goes along with it. We were so excited for him to, spread his wings and try new ideas. And the customers were so excited. And I knew that it was pretty scary. I mean, it was hit or miss. Some days he sent everybody home because you didn't know even if employees could really be there at that time.
Yeah.
So it was just James answering the phone, cooking the orders, cashing things out for about 2 weeks.
Yeah, and businesses like that they're based on cash flow. Month to month, you need to continue churning it out. And so when they say 50% capacity or 0% capacity, that creates some serious problems.
Right. There's a small profit margin when it comes to small business ownership and restaurants. And so after about 2 weeks, he was like, hey, honey, you think our son could do virtual school from booth 7? And you could answer the phones and cash people out, and, I'll cook. And because it started to pick up, we began using delivery services for the first time in Water Street Cafe history. Mm-hmm. Signed up with DoorDash. Mm-hmm. Shout out to my guy Danny Yelling at DoorDash.
Are you happy with that, the way that works?
Very much so. Okay. DoorDash, I've actually done some trainings for merchants and people that want to get on the system.
Cool.
And as much as you put into it is what you're going to get out of it as a business owner. So just like hiring an employee, you're going to train them, you're going to spend time with it, you're going to work on it. DoorDash is the same way. So we had to create a menu through DoorDash online, and I wanted it to be like somebody was sitting in the cafe and putting in an order.
Yeah, right.
So imagine if I'm asking you, okay, you'd like a number 2? Well, how would you like your eggs?
Right.
You want them sunny side up, over easy, over medium, over hard, scrambled, poached? Mm-hmm. What kind of meat would you like with that number 2? You want bacon, you want ham, you want sausage, links, patties, homemade pork sausage?
And you're able to do that through DoorDash?
Yes, creating modifications through each item.
That's a lot. Oh, each item. That's what you have to think. It's way easier to look at a menu when you're sitting there and somebody is actually physically there telling you your options.
Exactly. So even coming up with, do you want your toast dry or with butter on it, has to be an option on DoorDash.
So just not to get too far on a tangent,
No,
but
go ahead.
is it just DoorDash, or do you use Uber Eats or Instacart or any of the other types of?
So we went with DoorDash originally, and we had Grubhub in certain places try to, have us get on their system. And we really just found that they were lacking in merchant services. DoorDash, if there's any errors in any way, whether a dasher isn't assigned to an order, it sits there too long, we want to remake it for the customer, there's no questions asked. We cancel the order, we get refunded for the order,
Nice.
and we get paid to make the second order for our customer.
Okay, wow.
Instantly, without an investigation about what happened. But they had what is it called? Like it's hiccups, it's growing pains.
Yes.
We had, but at that time, so let's flash back to like March of 2020. It's us in the diner and like 6 DoorDashers waiting for their orders, all 6 feet apart, and customers coming in to pick up orders. And we are friends with a few guys that were doing taxi companies and things, and of course taxis were shut down, and so they offered to do deliveries for us.
Right.
That's great.
So that was like great.
Yeah.
So we, for the first time, doing deliveries, we're doing DoorDash. Our to-go system became way more in depth. We used to do like 4 to-goes a day, and now with the through the pandemic and everything, we average above 20.
Amazing.
So it was a lot of kinks that had to be worked out.
You had the time, certainly, with everything going on, every other
For
day
sure.
changing. And we can flash forward 2 years now already since that's been, which is mind-blowing in itself. And you guys were ones that survived the pandemic, have improved things, which is also amazing for our local business. And I'm sure you had a lot of help with the community and everybody,
Well,
the support.
That's what I was just going to say was all those challenges. Obviously, pandemic was not good and very difficult for small businesses. But having to go through that and adjust, it has to make you feel confident you can handle anything that they throw at you now, right?
Yes, very much so. It's something we say to each other all the time, is if we can survive that first year,
Right.
amazing. If we survive 2021 with all the supply shortages and different things that we struggled with that, it's only up from here. We're hoping our 3rd year, 2022's got to be the best year yet.
It doesn't kill you, makes you stronger.
And in a way, I feel like this will be almost one of your most normal years to start. So it's like you don't even know the possibilities that are starting this year with having something a little bit normal. People can come in, people can order out if they want. You have all the options now.
Yeah, this is the first year that we are able to function, hopefully, without any changes, January to December, with 100% occupancy the entire year. So the first 2 years of ownership, James was dealing with restraints on occupancy. So this is the first year that he'll have 100% the whole time.
Amazing.
Well, so now, mask mandates coming to an end, it looks like, towards the end of this month, even in schools maybe. So describe what the Water Street Cafe experience is like, as you see us coming into spring. Like, what can customers expect?
Awesome. Great question. One of the best things that I think came out of the pandemic and the different rules is that no one was able to come inside and like stand and wait. We couldn't have that whole like 30 people in the doorway waiting. So we created a system called the call ahead system. So if you are a group of 2 to 4 people and you want to come to Water Street Cafe, you know that we're slammed, it's Saturdays, it's Sundays, it's busy, you just give us a call 10 to 15 minutes before you want to come to Water Street, and it's me answering the phone. I take your name, how many people, I take your phone number, and I let you know we can save a table right now for you. Great, I'm going to put a sign on table 1, it's yours, park your car and come on in when you get here, 10, 15 minutes. Or, hey, we're on a 20-minute wait right now. I'll give you a call in about 20 minutes and tell you when your table's ready. That gives, especially our clientele that are on the 65 and up range, might have mobility issues. We don't want them having to park a car, walk all the way in just to find out they've got to wait for 20 minutes for a table. So the call ahead system is something that our regulars use religiously, and it's something that the visitors love when they find out about it, because they're staying at the Bellhurst or they're staying at the lakefront, and they call us. They're like, "Oh, we were there yesterday, and the waitress told us about Call Ahead, and we have a group of 5, and we'd like to come in." And it's perfect. We don't take reservations because of what a small space we have. And the Call Ahead system really helps the flow and get the turnover going.
There's 2 things I want to touch base on that. So, like, when you're listening, I feel like the average person would be like, oh, Call Ahead, that's, like, normal nowadays for restaurants. But what they might forget is, like, for you guys, you are a breakfast and a lunch place. Mm-hmm. So, like, obviously dinners, you're so used to doing that. But I think that's, like, very unique, and that doesn't happen around here in the Finger Lakes, that you have Call Aheads for breakfast and lunch, which
which puts people at ease, I think, because trying to find a place for breakfast is risky.
Yeah, it is, because you could be waiting a while, and the few breakfast places that are around here in Geneva, Waterloo, Seneca Falls area, it's packed, especially on the weekends. And then we touch base on the part that I want to talk about was the regulars that you mentioned. So you said the regulars use it all the time, which I think about all the time. How many people that are a little bit older are like, that's their thing. Every Saturday or every Sunday they go to a place and have coffee, or they go to a place and have breakfast. And you guys are seeing a lot of regulars now.
Yes.
Is that something that I know it's something that has been great for you guys, because we just posted a story about something you did for one of your regulars. So I do want you to touch base on that.
Yeah, this is a good story.
Yeah, this is my favorite.
It's a feel good, and I love those.
So Sammy Ferrugia, he is 95 years young right now.
Wow, I didn't know he was that old.
Yeah, his birthday's tomorrow.
Oh my
God!
God!
Happy birthday, Sammy!
Yay!
95 tomorrow or 96?
Yeah, he'll be 96 tomorrow.
96 tomorrow.
Amazing.
Yeah. And he comes into the diner every single day, and he's been doing it for years.
Every single day?
Yes,
wow.
Every day, 7 days a week. He doesn't miss a beat.
Amazing.
Even during the time when we were doing to-goes and deliveries, we made Sammy an honorary Water Street Cafe employee, so he could still come in and sit at the counter and have his raisin toast and his coffee.
Aww.
And so he was super. He's just, to know Sammy is to love him, and he's a funny guy. He's got great jokes.
Oh, I love that.
And he's got a whole group that comes and, they hang out at the counter spot and have breakfast every morning. Unfortunately, Sammy experienced some hardship last 2 weekends ago now on Sunday. He was getting his scratch-offs from Barudi's in the afternoon like he always does downtown, and someone stole his car.
Crazy. What, they just jump in while he was in the Barudi's and take off?
Yes. He was in Barudi's about 3 minutes.
Oh, my God.
And when his granddaughter posted that on Facebook and I saw it, because her and I have a relationship, because if Sammy doesn't answer the phone, she calls the cafe because she knows that's where he is.
Right.
Yeah, right.
And so I was just devastated for him. And I immediately thought, how is he going to get to the cafe? Like, how is he going to do his daily little routine? We're all so impressed by his independence and his sharp mind and his ability to get around. And
absolutely,
the car, like everyone we spoke to, the first thing they said was the car is his lifeline.
Right.
That's what he uses.
Right. Yeah.
So we had to do something. And I have experience with GoFundMe. I've done a couple in the past for people in need. And we started one for Sammy. And your company, you guys shared it, and so many other news outlets got a hold of the story for him. And we were able to get Sammy into a new car by Friday. The car was his old car was stolen on Sunday, and he was driving away in a new car on Friday.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And obviously that speaks volumes of the type of person he is, for people to see that and automatically be like, all right, I need to help him. But I know that you guys definitely did a lot to help with that, and I think that's amazing and shows what a small town community, a place that people know and love. I just love these type of stories because it's like exactly what he needed, you know, in a way, because that might be the only interactions that he has, throughout the week. Is
he's not going to walk downtown. He's not going to
right.
So that's really great. It's a great story, and it was good to see that it publicized to the point where, though he's a World War II vet, that's pretty cool twist to it all.
He doesn't need things like this to happen. I think, it's horrible what happened to him, but at the same time, something good comes out of it, which is great because that doesn't happen for everybody, and for him, he's super lucky.
And let's say that you guys didn't make it through the pandemic, and he had his car stolen, and now he doesn't have a car. So it's like, what is it, 6-degree separation or type of the actions of one person across the other side of the world affects somebody, So everything has an effect, I guess. So if you look at it that way, it's a big win.
Yeah, and for sure. And we have to do a special shout out to Derek Spederico. He's a lawyer out of Rochester and saw the story on Channel 10. He reached out to me and was like, I want to buy Sammy a car. Mm-hmm. And I was like, well, let me get you in touch with Tradition Chevrolet in Geneva, who we were already working with to get him a car. And they kind of took the ball and rolled with it. And he was able to get Sammy in a car by Friday.
It's amazing. Yeah. Great.
I love when, they always talk about how much bad is going on in the media, but there really is so much more good that's actually going on, I think. Maybe that's just me being optimistic. But so other than Sammy, you have a few regulars, right, that you guys are getting used to having around. There
are more than I can mention on this podcast in the time that we have left.
That's awesome.
But we have some special ones that we've had experience with passing away. You know them every day. You see them every day. They're part of our Water Street Cafe family. And you really get to know them and their stories. The Scalas are one of them. Mike and Ethel Scala. Sam was her nickname too. And they would have breakfast and lunch at the diner 7 days a week.
Amazing.
She sadly passed away last June. And Mike comes in still every day. And it was one of those things that we all support him through and help. And Mike now goes down to the bank and gets our change every week. He's the best. He's like, Teresa, what can I do for you? Just kind of keeping him busy. And he's just such a great guy. And the same, he'll sit with Sammy. It's that whole group of people.
Yeah, it's like a club.
That just get together. And Josephine Perry is a great friend of Sammy's, and she was one that helped kind of bring him to the DMV and back because his wallet also got stolen with the car.
Oh, goodness.
So in order to get the car, she helped him.
Of course.
It's awesome. There's so many that are there every day supporting each other and supporting us. It means so much to us.
Well, let me shift gears just a second here and ask you a couple questions.
Sure.
Let's say that that a well-known food critic's coming into your establishment, both for breakfast and lunch. So it's a two-part question. And when they come in, they say, just get me your specialty or what your favorites are. What would you serve them? What would be your premier dish for breakfast and lunch? And it doesn't have to be something to me. Just what would you choose?
So here's the thing: people come in out every day and they're like, "What's the best thing on your menu?"
Sure,
of course, yeah.
And it's truly about what that person wants to have.
Well,
because our omelets, people drive from the other end of Cuca Lake to come and have our omelets. Ooh. And then there's people that love the Statesman's platter, which is 2 eggs, bacon, home fries, 2 pieces of French toast.
A classic.
Little sweet and savory
all
together.
Good right about now.
Yeah.
The breakfast garbage plate is a big winner.
Oh, yeah.
So that is scrambled eggs, home fries, corned beef hash, all topped with sausage gravy.
Oh, my.
I love breakfast so much.
Now, if you love the sausage gravy, we've done a spin-off on that, and it's called the breakfast quickie burger. So it's a breakfast burger, which is bacon, an over easy egg on top of a cheeseburger with French fries, all topped with the sausage gravy that we have.
Whew. I'm hungry now.
I'm starting to get the idea.
Yeah. Something else that came out of the pandemic for us is we serve breakfast and lunch all day now.
Okay.
Because Geneva General Hospital staff, they were working 24 hours a day nonstop. They had the night shifts, and a lot of them would call us to pick up something, and they're like, can I have a salad? Can I have a burger?
Right,
I'm just getting out of work. It's 7 a.m. Mm-hmm. And we're like, turn the fryer on. We'll make you whatever. At that point, it was just, we're happy to have 20 orders a day of anything.
Right.
And that just stuck. So now here we are 2 years later, and if somebody wants a burger for breakfast, we are one of the only places in town that will serve you a burger at 6 a.m. if you want one.
Amazing.
Yeah.
How far do you guys normally deliver? Do you have like a cutoff?
So our personal delivery drivers, they just do the Geneva area. Mm-hmm. They'll deliver up to the college. They'll deliver to the burned area on 5 and 20 and kind of up the other way towards Stanley a little bit, but not anywhere that far. DoorDash itself delivers to Waterloo, Romulus, Phelps, wherever you want to.
Good to know.
Whatever you want to do.
I'm just thinking of like staff lunches here at Finger Lakes 1 because I will eat breakfast all day. And now that I know that we can get it.
It would probably take about 14 minutes to get from Water Street back here.
And that's not bad, right?
No,
we can
just
handle
bring some
that.
coolers.
We could set something up where we meet you at the Burn Dairy on 5 and 20, halfway Border City.
Oh, wow.
Not a problem.
Oh, my wheels are turning. And that, again, speaks volumes about you guys, the accommodating. Like, you seem like you guys are super for the community, and that's what you need. Those are the type of business owners that we need, especially.
And downtown Geneva is really happening right now, especially if you like to eat.
Oh, yeah.
There's so many great options for breakfast, lunch, dinner, especially, lunch and dinner. And it's good. It's great to see. It's great to see the events, especially in the summer, when they close down Linden Street and things like that.
Ooh, yeah.
It's just, I've always enjoyed going to Geneva. As a matter of fact, I think we're going to Ports on Thursday night.
Going to Ports Monday.
My New Year's resolution
That's awesome.
Is to go to dinner more on Thursday nights in 2022.
Ooh, fancy. Okay.
Yeah, it's like it makes the weekend longer.
Yeah, Jim goes out to many places. I say he is a food connoisseur. He's a wine connoisseur.
Well, all human beings are food connoisseurs.
Yeah. I
Who
would
doesn't
like to
food?
use that as a job as well. Can we actually get your hours? Like, are you open
So
7
we are
days a week?
7 days a week, 6 a.m. every day. On the weekends, we close at 1. During the week, we close at 2.
Oh, perfect.
So personally, how does that schedule work for you just in your personal life?
Well, but it works. We're just now, I want to say, James is absolutely one of the hardest working people I've ever known.
Mm-hmm.
And in 2020, he had 7 days off. He worked like 358 days.
Yeah, wow.
In 2021, it wasn't much more, maybe 15 days off.
Right.
He's there every single day, and people want to see the owner, and they love his food. And that was one of the things that didn't change when ownership changed hands, was he was still cooking.
And he obviously loves being there.
Oh, he does.
Right.
It's
So, I
such
mean,
a passion.
it's not like, this is a big thing, if you do what you love, then you're going to naturally work hard. And so, and you need that in a small business, especially a restaurant.
Right.
You really need the total buy-in of the ownership, and so
I think it's kind of
no surprise
nice.
you guys have been successful.
Yeah, I think it's nice. Again, like not like a business that has dinner. You guys are done at 2, maybe cleaning up, things like that's a little later than that. But then you kind of have your nights, which is nice for...
Yeah, until you go to bed at probably 7 p.m.
Yeah, well, true. Yeah, because you got to be up so early. But I think that's nice for, like, your home life, too, because I'm sure working, like you said, basically 365 days a year, like, it's nice to have that home life and a little bit of...
It's great. I mean, the timing for at least one of us is home for when our son gets off the bus.
Right.
And the evenings are there. The time is there. And we're trying to really work on the balance for 2022 of,
always a
diner life,
challenge,
family
yes.
life. It's going to be a great year. I can just feel it. It's going to be awesome.
I agree.
It seems like you guys have a great staff, too, that it seems like you've all had for a while. Everybody's been there for a little bit.
It's incredible. There's so many that have been there 17 years, 15 years,
Wow.
10, 12.
I didn't even know it was open that long.
Yeah,
Well,
Street Cafe.
it's kind of a staple.
Yeah, yeah, that's
Long
true.
time.
I guess I just never had thought about it, like how long it's actually been around.
How about the support from Hobart? What percentage you say of your business's students?
Oh, gosh. I couldn't give you a percentage, but I can tell you that when they're gone on winter break, we feel it.
Right.
Yeah.
So when, but one of the great things that we've worked on so hard is the relationships, especially with the athletic department with Hobart William Smith.
Nice.
We have been able to work on feeding the lacrosse team, the football team, the hockey team, the basketball team.
That ain't easy. Those are hungry guys.
Yeah,
hungry.
This Saturday we've got a pretty large order for the lacrosse team for their first real game. We're excited for them.
Cool.
And that's really helped. That relationship has helped get through the tough times. Knowing that we've got, the hockey team's coming in today at 11 o'clock, or it really just it helps supplement during those winter months when the tourism is lower.
Absolutely.
for the Finger Lakes right now.
Oh, look, there's your Facebook.
Oh, yay.
So pretty much, like you said, you're open 7 days a week. You can go on your Facebook, Water Street Cafe, so you can see, oh, that looks so good right there. Oh, I didn't see that video. Jeez, that's got a little bit of everything. Holy moly.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm starving now, but what I think I love the most about you guys is it all just seems like such a feel-good vibe at the Water Street Cafe. I've been there, obviously, a couple times myself, but not as much as I would like to, honestly. I'm never in Geneva, and now I feel like I need to go to Geneva more. But you have the work ethic, but you also have that sense of community and wanting to do the good things, the better things in the community.
Yes,
And sometimes everybody doesn't have that.
And I have to say thank you so much to our staff. They've stuck by us. They've dealt with everything through this with such grace. They're amazing people, and it makes coming to work so much fun.
I love it.
And then the community and our customers, and also the other local businesses that support us and we support them. B&D Market on Castle Street, that's where we get our homemade sausage from.
Oh, awesome.
Simple Sweets Bakery across the street from them. We get some cake pops and fun things like that.
Yeah.
It's just a great community in downtown Geneva to be a part of.
Agreed. Wow. And I want to touch base on the weather because it's already almost time to go. But if you're starving like I am already for breakfast or lunch right now, head on down to the Water Street Cafe.
Serve breakfast and lunch still.
Yep. Use the call ahead service that you have. You guys put a bunch of things in place to make it super simple to eat their delicious food. Thanks for literally joining us, but we still have a few more minutes, so please tell us about the weather.
Yeah, everybody's probably wondering what the weekend weather's going to be like. It gets kind of boring around this time of year. It's depressing. Spring's coming, though. Yeah, it's warmed up a little bit, so that's good, and that's going to continue for the beginning of the weekend. Friday, mostly cloudy with a high near 42. It's going to be windy, though, gusting up to 25 mile per hour. And then Friday night, a chance of some precipitation, probably rain, as it's only going to get down to a low of about 34 overnight. And then Saturday morning, still a chance of rain, otherwise mostly cloudy with a high near 38. And then we cool down again Saturday night, going to get down to about 11 degrees. And then Sunday, mostly cloudy with a high near 19. And then heading back to work Monday, high of 21. But, we are... So Monday will be Valentine's
14th.
Day.
Yeah,
so we're
Valentine's.
halfway through the 28-day month of February.
True.
So we're getting there. Yeah.
You got my hopes up. I thought you were going to say it was if it stays around that 40 degrees during the day, I feel like we're on the home stretch, and I like that. But the 19s, I do not like.
No, we're
anymore.
not quite there yet. But this weekend, I went to a couple places in Canandaigua. We went to the Sandbar.
Oh, yeah.
Which is part of the new lake house in Canandaigua.
Mm-hmm.
And the cool thing about that I wanted to mention was we got there, we walked through the hotel part towards the back lake facing side, and we had a few drinks and a couple appetizers in the Sandbar, which is a really cool place, especially in the summer, but it was cool in the winter too. And what was also cool is they had a swimming pool, obviously heated, with probably a dozen people in there. It was 2 degrees out, so all the steam was coming up. They had ice skating. The work they've done up there is pretty impressive. And then after that, we went to Ferona, which is a tapas place. It's kind of near the Tom Walls at the what end would that be? The north end of South Main Street.
Don't ask me that.
And the food was good. It was the service wasn't very good. I don't like to give places bad reviews, and it's not but the food was good. The atmosphere was good. The service was kind of bad.
Well, maybe it was just an off night,
And that place is owned by the owners of Rio Tomatlin, which is one of the great places in Canandaigua too. So tried someplace new. It was my first experience going to the new lake house in Canandaigua, which really seems to be a kind of a high-end resort for the Finger Lakes.
Yeah.
But it was really cold that night, boy. It was Saturday night, really cold.
Oh, yeah. I always love the Sandbar, so I definitely, after hearing you say that, I want to go back. But just like that, already it's time for us to go. I hope it was painless. It was great to have you on here. I had her in
Teresa, thank you for coming in.
minute.
Congratulations on the success of the business. I can't wait to stop in for breakfast, probably, or
I love breakfast.
yeah, I'm gonna definitely try to get up there within the next week, probably for breakfast.
Give us a call.
Yes.
Call ahead. That's right.
Congrats on everything,
Thank you.
and to your whole staff, and to James. I think it's great, and everything you guys do is amazing. So just like that, thank you for joining us. Thank you, everybody who watched the show. If you enjoyed it, you can click like, you can share with your friends, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll be back again next Wednesday, of course, and until then, have a great weekend here in the Finger Lakes.